The champagne glass shattered in my mind before it even touched my lips. My name is Lila Calder, and I thought I knew my husband Ryan better than anyone. We were celebrating our first wedding anniversary at Le Bernardin, Seattle's fanciest restaurant. The rain was drumming against the windows like a warning I should have heard. But warnings come in strange ways sometimes. To us, beautiful, Ryan said, raising his glass. His green eyes sparkled in the candlelight. To our first year of marriage, and many more to come, I smiled back at my handsome husband. At 32, Ryan still looked like the college football player I fell in love with. Strong jaw, broad shoulders, that crooked smile that made my heart skip. To us, I whispered back. That's when the waiter appeared beside our table. He was young, maybe 25, with nervous eyes that kept darting around the room. His hands shook as he refilled our water glasses. "Excuse me," he said quietly, reaching for my napkin. As he placed it back on my lap, I felt something crinkle. A piece of paper. My heart started pounding. What was this? The waiter looked directly into my eyes for just a second.
His face was pale, scared. Then he walked away quickly, almost running.
I glanced at Ryan. He was checking his phone, frowning at something on the screen. "Work problems?" I asked, trying to sound normal. But my hand was already moving toward the napkin. "Sebastian Kane is being a pain again," Ryan muttered. "That guy never stops trying to mess with Mercer Global Holdings." Sebastian Kane, Ryan's biggest business rival. The man who had tried to destroy our company 3 times in the past year. Each time, we barely escaped his traps. I unfolded the note under the table. My hands were shaking now. "Don't look at him. He isn't who you think. Keep smiling." The words hit me like ice water. He isn't who you think. What did that mean? Who? Wasn't who I thought? Ryan? I looked up at my husband. The same face I woke up to every morning. The same man who brought me coffee in bed. The same person who held me when I cried after my mother died last spring. But suddenly, everything felt wrong. "Leila, you look pale. Are you okay?" Ryan reached across the table to touch my hand. I pulled back without thinking. His eyebrows went up. "I'm fine," I said quickly. "Just, the wine is stronger than I expected." But I wasn't fine. My mind was racing. Why would a stranger give me this note? Why would he risk his job to warn me about something? Ryan stood up. "I need to use the restroom. Order dessert if you want." As soon as he left, I looked around for the waiter. There he was, by the kitchen doors, watching me. When our eyes met, he shook his head slightly. The message was clear. Don't follow. Don't make a scene. I sat there, my heart beating so loud I was sure everyone could hear it. What was happening? What didn't I know about my own husband? Then I remembered something. Last week, Ryan came home with mud on his shoes. He said he was at the office all day. But his office was on the 20th floor of a glass building downtown. Where did the mud come from? And 3 days ago, I found a business card in his jacket pocket, not his card. Someone else's. A private investigator named Marcus Webb. When I asked Ryan about it, he said he found it on the street. Found it on the street? Who keeps random business cards they find on the street? My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "Kitchen door in 2 minutes, come alone." I looked toward the kitchen. The nervous waiter was standing there, still watching me. Ryan was still in the bathroom. This was my chance. I stood up on shaky legs and walked toward the kitchen door. My heart was pounding so hard I felt dizzy. The waiter met me halfway. "Ma'am, I'm sorry to scare you," he whispered. "But I had to warn you. My name is Tommy. I work for Marcus Webb sometimes. You know, the private investigator?" Marcus Webb, the name from the business card. "What's going on?" I asked. My voice sounded strange, like it was coming from someone else. "Your husband hired Mr. Webb to follow you," Tommy said. "But here's the thing. Mr. Webb found out your husband is working with Sebastian Kane. They're planning something big. Something that happens tonight." The restaurant started spinning around me. "That's impossible. Ryan hates Sebastian. They're enemies. Ma'am, I've seen the photos, the meetings, the money transfers. They've been working together for months. Tonight is supposed to be the night they finish you." "Finish me? What does that mean?" Tommy looked over my shoulder. He's coming back. Listen carefully. They want you to disappear. Make it look like an accident. Your husband gets your half of the company, and Sebastian gets to buy him out for cheap. I felt like I was going to throw up. That can't be true. Ma'am, I have proof, but right now you need to act normal. Pretend everything is fine. Can you do that? I saw Ryan walking back toward our table. He was smiling, but something in his eyes looked different now, cold. I can try, I whispered. Good, play along tonight. Tomorrow meet Mr. Webb at his office. He'll show you everything. Here's his card. Tommy pressed something into my hand. And ma'am? Be very careful what you eat or drink. My blood turned to ice. You think he would poison me? I think desperate people do desperate things. Ryan was getting closer. I could see his face clearly. Now, was I imagining it, or did he look excited? I have to go, Tommy whispered. Remember, act normal. Your life depends on it. I walked back to our table on numb legs. Ryan was already sitting down, pouring more wine. Where did you go? He asked, but his tone was different, sharper. Just needed some air. This place is stuffy. I sat down and tried to smile. Ryan pushed my wine glass toward me. Try this. It's your favorite. I looked at the dark red liquid. Was there something in it? Was my husband really trying to kill me? Actually, I'm getting a headache. I said, I think I should stick to water. For just a second, something flashed across Ryan's face. Anger? Disappointment? Come on, Lila, it's our anniversary. Don't be boring. Boring. Ryan had never called me boring before. Ever. I picked up the glass and pretended to take a sip. But I kept my lips closed. The wine never touched my tongue. There's my girl, Ryan said, smiling again. But the smile looked fake now. My phone buzzed. A text from Ryan's phone. But Ryan was sitting right across from me and his phone was on the table. I looked at the message. Phase 2 in 30 minutes. Make sure she drinks it all. My hands started shaking. I put the phone face down quickly. Who was that? Ryan asked. Wrong number, I lied. But now I knew Tommy was telling the truth. Someone else had Ryan's phone. Or Ryan had 2 phones. Either way, my husband was planning to hurt me. I had to think fast. How could I get out of this? Then I remembered what Tommy said. Act normal. Play along. I picked up my wine glass again. This time I really did take a sip. But as soon as the liquid touched my tongue, I pretended to choke. Oh God, I said loudly. I think there's something wrong with this wine. I started coughing and gagging. People at other tables turned to look. Layla, what's wrong? Ryan jumped up, but he looked panicked, not worried. I can't breathe, I gasped. Call 911. The restaurant staff came running. Someone brought me water. Another person was already calling for an ambulance. In all the confusion, I saw Tommy near the kitchen door.
He gave me a small nod. Good job, his eyes said.
I'm okay, I said after a few minutes. I think I'm allergic to something in the wine. Maybe we should go home. Ryan looked frustrated. But he couldn't argue with a room full of witnesses. Of course, baby. Let's get you home and safe. Safe. The words sounded like a lie coming from his mouth. We left the restaurant, and Ryan drove us home in silence. I kept thinking about everything Tommy had told me. My husband was working with his biggest enemy to kill me. But why? Money, the company. Was our entire marriage a lie? When we got home to our house in Queen Anne, I went straight to the bathroom. I needed to think. I needed a plan. I looked at myself in the mirror. My face was white as paper. My brown hair was messy from all the drama at the restaurant. But my blue eyes looked different, harder, angrier. I had trusted Ryan with my heart, my business, my life. And he was planning to take all of it. Well, 2 could play that game. I walked back to the bedroom. Ryan was sitting on the bed, still. In his suit. How are you feeling? He asked. Better. Just tired. I started getting ready for bed, but my mind was working on a plan. Ryan, can I ask you something? Sure, babe. Do you ever think about what would happen to the company if something happened to me? He froze. What kind of question is that? I don't know. After tonight, I started thinking about life insurance and wills and stuff. We never really talked about it. Ryan relaxed a little. Well, I guess I would inherit your half of Mercer Global. But nothing's going to happen to you, Lila. I won't let it. I won't let it. Another lie. And what about Sebastian Kane?
If he
Knew I was gone, would he still try to destroy the company? Ryan's eyes flickered. Why would you think about Sebastian right now? I just worry about you. If I wasn't here to help run things, he might see it as his chance to attack. Don't worry about Sebastian, Ryan said quietly. I can handle him. I can handle him. Because they're working together, I thought. I love you, Ryan, I said, getting into bed. I love you too, Lila, more than anything. The biggest lie of all. I pretended to fall asleep, but I stayed awake all night, listening to Ryan breathe, planning my next move. The next morning, Ryan left early for a client meeting. As soon as his car was gone, I drove to Marcus Webb's office downtown. Marcus. Webb was a big man with gray hair and kind eyes. His office smelled like coffee and old leather. Mrs. Calder, he said. Tommy told me you might be coming by. Is it true? I asked. Is my husband really working with Sebastian Kane? Marcus opened a file folder. Inside were photos, bank statements, phone records. I'm sorry, Mrs. Calder, but yes, it's all true. He showed me pictures of Ryan and Sebastian meeting in dark parking lots. Bank transfers from Sebastian's accounts to secret accounts in Ryan's name. Phone calls between them going back 6 months. They've been planning this since spring, Marcus said. Sebastian promised to pay Ryan $10 million for your half of the company, but only if you were out of the picture. Why didn't you go to the police? I asked. I tried. But Sebastian has friends everywhere. And technically, they haven't committed any crimes yet. It's all just planning and talking. Yet, I repeated. What about last night? That wine? Marcus pulled out a lab report. Tommy managed to get a sample before you pretended to have that reaction. Smart thinking, by the way. The wine had a drug in it. Not enough to kill you, just enough to make you very sick. Probably so Ryan could take you to a private doctor instead of a hospital. I felt sick thinking about it. So what happens now? That depends on you, Mrs. Calder. We can keep gathering evidence. Or what? Marcus smiled grimly. Or we can turn the tables on them. I leaned forward. Tell me more. Tomorrow night, Sebastian is planning to make his big move.
he's
Going to announce that Mercer Global Holdings is going bankrupt. He has fake documents, fake evidence. With you gone, Ryan would be forced to sell to him for almost nothing. But I'm not gone. Exactly. So here's what we do. We let them think their plan is working. You and Ryan have a big public fight tomorrow. Make it look like your marriage is falling apart. Sebastian will think the stress is making Ryan crack. My heart started beating faster. And then, tomorrow night, Sebastian will call a press conference. He'll try to destroy your company in front of the whole city. That's when you and Ryan walk in together, united, and we release all the evidence of their partnership. But Ryan is part of the plan. He won't help me. Marcus shook his head. Mrs. Calder, I don't think your husband knows the whole truth. What do you mean? Sebastian has been lying to Ryan too. He told Ryan that you were having an affair. That you were planning to leave him and take the company. The room started spinning. That's not true. I know. But Sebastian showed Ryan fake photos, fake evidence. Ryan thinks he's protecting himself from a cheating wife who wants to destroy him. Suddenly everything made sense. The cold looks, the distance, the way Ryan had been acting for months. He doesn't know Sebastian plans to kill me, I whispered. I don't think so. Sebastian told Ryan the plan was just to scare you into leaving. Make you think Ryan didn't love you anymore. Then you'd divorce him and he'd get the company legally. So Ryan thinks I'm the bad guy. Yes, and you think he's the bad guy. Sebastian has been playing you against each other this whole time. I sat back in my chair. My husband didn't hate me. He thought I hated him. So what do I do? Go home. Tonight, confront Ryan with the truth. Show him the evidence. He'll be shocked, but if he's the man you married, he'll want to make this right. And if he doesn't believe me, Then you'll know where his loyalty really lies. I drove home with my heart pounding. Everything I thought I knew was wrong. Ryan wasn't my enemy. Sebastian Kane had turned us against each other so we'd be too busy fighting to notice his real plan. When I got home, Ryan was in his office on the phone. I could hear him talking. No, Sebastian, I won't hurt her. The plan was just to make her leave, remember? I'm not going to poison my wife. I stopped outside the door. He was arguing with Sebastian. What do you mean, phase 3? We never talked about phase 3. There was a long pause. You want me to do what? Sebastian, that wasn't the deal. I thought you just wanted the company. Another pause. Ryan's voice got louder. I don't care how much money you're offering. I'm not going to kill Lila. The deal is off. I heard him hang up the phone. Then I heard him put his head in his hands and start crying. My husband was crying. I pushed open the door. Ryan? He looked up at me with red eyes. Leela, I made a terrible mistake. I sat down across from his desk. I know. Sebastian showed you fake photos, didn't he? Made you think I was cheating on you. Ryan's eyes went wide. How did you ... Because he did the same thing to me. He made me think. You were working with him to kill me. Kill you? Ryan jumped up. Leela, I would never... I was angry. I thought you were... But I would never hurt you. I pulled out the file Marcus Webb had given me. Look at this. It's all Sebastian's plan. He's been lying to both of us. Ryan looked through the evidence. His face went from confusion to shock to rage. That son of a bitch, he whispered. He played us against each other. Ryan, do you still love me? Lila, I never stopped loving you. Even when I thought you were ... Yes. I love you more than anything in the world. I started crying. I love you too. I was so scared last night. I thought my own husband wanted me dead. Ryan came around the desk and pulled me into his arms. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I believed his lies. I should have talked to you. We both made mistakes, but now we know the truth. Ryan held me tight. So what do we do about Sebastian? I smiled through my tears. We give him exactly what he wants, a big public fight. Make him think his plan is working. And then? And then we destroy him. The next evening, Ryan and I put on the performance of our lives. We went to Canlis, another fancy restaurant in Seattle. We made sure to sit where everyone could see us. Then we started fighting. I can't believe you think that about me, Ryan. I said loudly enough for other tables to hear. Well, what am I supposed to think, Lila? You're never home anymore. Because I'm working. Someone has to save the company. Oh, so now it's my fault the business is in trouble? People were staring. Some were taking videos with their phones. Perfect. Maybe we made a mistake getting married, I said, standing up. Maybe we did, Ryan replied, also standing. I threw my napkin on the table and stormed out. Ryan followed, still yelling. In the parking lot, away from the cameras, Ryan grabbed my hand. How did I do? He whispered. Oscar worthy, I whispered back. Sebastian will hear about this within an hour. Good, I can't wait to see his face tomorrow. We drove home separately, still playing the part of a fighting couple. At 10 p.m., Sebastian called Ryan. I heard about dinner, Sebastian said. I was listening on the other phone. Sounds like your wife is finally cracking. Yeah, Ryan said tiredly. This is harder than I thought, Sebastian. Maybe we should just stop. No way, we're too close. Tomorrow night, I'm calling that press conference. By the end of the week, Mercer Global will be mine. And what about Lila? Don't worry about Lila. I'll handle her. The way he said it made my blood run cold. Sebastian was still planning to hurt me. After he hung up, Ryan looked at me. Are you sure about tomorrow? It sounds like Sebastian is planning something dangerous. I'm sure. We end this tomorrow. Night. The next day was the longest day of my life. Sebastian's press conference was scheduled for 8 p.m. at the Crown Heights Pavilion. He had invited reporters, business leaders, city officials. At 7:30, Ryan and I got ready. We dressed like we were going to war, Ryan in his best navy suit. Me in a black pencil dress with structured shoulders that meant business. You ready? Ryan asked, taking my hand. Ready. We walked into the Crown. Heights Pavilion together. The press conference was in the main ballroom. Through the doors I could see Sebastian at a podium, talking to reporters. "Ladies and gentlemen," Sebastian was saying, "I'm here tonight to expose the truth about Mercer Global Holdings and Ryan Calder." Ryan squeezed my hand. "This is it. Mercer Global Holdings is bankrupt," Sebastian continued. "Ryan Calder has been stealing money from clients for months. His own wife has left him because she can't stand to be married to a criminal. That was our cue." Ryan and I pushed through the ballroom doors together, walking hand in hand. The room went silent. Sebastian's face turned white. "Actually," I said, walking up to the podium, "I'm right here. And I have something to say." Sebastian tried to stop me, but Ryan stepped between us. "The floor is yours, darling," Ryan said loudly. I took the microphone. "Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lila Calder, and everything Sebastian Kane just told you is a lie." The reporters started taking pictures. Everyone was talking at once. "The truth is," I continued, "Sebastian Kane has been trying to destroy our company for months. He hired private investigators to create fake evidence against my husband. He tried to turn us against each other. And when that didn't work, he tried to have me killed." Sebastian started backing toward the exit, but Marcus Webb was there with 2 police officers. "We have evidence," I said. "Photos, bank records, recorded phone calls. Sebastian Kane is guilty of conspiracy, fraud, and attempted murder." The police put handcuffs on Sebastian. As they led him away, he looked back at Ryan and me. "You think you've won," he said. "But I'll be back." "No," Ryan said quietly. "You won't." 6 months later, Sebastian Kane was sentenced to 15 years. In prison, his empire was gone, his power broken, and his name no longer a threat. Mercer Global Holdings had survived the storm and was now stronger than ever. Ryan and I finally felt free to live without fear or secrets hanging over us. To mark that new beginning, we renewed our wedding vows in a small garden with only our closest friends around us. There were no cameras, no reporters, no noise from the outside world. Just the 2 of us, standing together, promising once again to choose each other every single day. In that quiet moment, I knew the fight had been worth it, not just because we had won, but because we had found our way back to each other. That night, we went back to Le Bernardin for dinner. The same restaurant where this all started. Tommy was still working there. When he brought us our wine, he smiled.
"How are you folks doing?" he asked. "Much better," I said.
"Thank you for everything. Just doing my job, ma'am. You 2 look happy." "We are," Ryan said, taking my hand. "We really are." As we sat there, looking out at the Seattle skyline, I thought about everything we'd been through. The lies, the fear, the betrayal, but we had survived it all. Together. "What are you thinking about?" Ryan asked. "Just that sometimes the people trying to tear you apart make you stronger in the end. Is that what happened to us?" "That's exactly what happened to us." Ryan raised his wine glass. "To Sebastian Kane, the worst enemy who accidentally gave us the best gift." I laughed. "What gift?" "He reminded us how much we love each other." We clinked glasses and drank. This time, there was nothing in the wine except love and hope and the promise of a future we'd fight for together. Outside, it was raining again. But inside, everything was warm and bright. Just the way a real marriage should be. Sometimes the greatest revenge is simply refusing to let your enemies win. And sometimes the best way to defeat someone who wants to destroy your love is to love even harder. Okay, be honest, were you expecting that ending? Let me know in the comments. And while you're at it, subscribe so you don't miss the next jaw dropper.